Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a video that you want to miss. I look at the market right now. I look at the Bitcoin chart, not only Bitcoin though. I look at Ethereum, I look at the altcoin market, and one word comes to mind: opportunity. Opportunity for the next few months until the end of the cycle to see a move of which we haven't seen since 2021. A lot of the things I've been talking about for the last few weeks are coming to life. The Ethereum compression between its 200 simple moving average and its bull market support band has ended. It's broken to the upside. And now we face the final hurdle. The very same story being true on Bitcoin. This is a very critical video. You must watch it. And those of you who watch this YouTube channel regularly know that I don't say that very often. I'm not one of these YouTubers who says every video, oh, you need to see this. But I think you probably do. Couple of things before we get into it. There is a discussion group, Wolves of Crypto community group chat. You can join in there for free. You can see a lot of signups to that recently. It's completely free. Join there, discuss the market 24/7 with other members. We've got 180 people in there now, so we should get some lively discussion started soon. We've also got the Bitunix Exchange. It highly is appreciated if you check this out. Not only for my sake, but also for your sake, right? This is a great exchange. It's an exchange that's never been hacked before, and it's been on the market for 4 years. It's an exceptionally good track record. It's global, non-KYC, very few restrictions, so you can sign up pretty much from anywhere in the world, which is another good thing. Pretty rare nowadays for exchanges to be like that. And lastly, you'll get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life if you sign up using my referral link, as well as up to $8,000 in rewards. You can see that at the bottom of the screen. So just sign up with that link down below, get that discount, get those rewards potentially, and help out yourself by getting on a decent exchange, also helping out the channel. Appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content. Starting with Bitcoin and starting with the real bread and butter of the market, because Bitcoin is the leader of the market. It is very important to understand what Bitcoin's macro range is exactly, where Bitcoin is consolidating between on a macro scale, because only when this range breaks, will we see an actual confirmed macro breakout across the market, okay? It's slightly different through Ethereum and altcoins, and I'll get into that in a moment. This is the reason I'm making the video, but we just need to understand this first and foremost. The macro range on Bitcoin is not based on horizontal lines. It is based on lines stepping backwards to 2017 and 2021 alike. These lines are cyclically based, okay? Very major for that reason, and you can see they've found Bitcoin at resistance and support over and over again since November last year. The macro range and the top of the macro range is here at $114,000, and hence until Bitcoin breaks $114,000, we cannot be 100% confident that any breakout has taken place. However, we can get pretty damn close, and in my view, the way we get close is actually by looking at the altcoin market. Here's the Ethereum chart. I want you to pay particular attention to the 200 simple moving average in green and the bull market support band in orange. I want you to look at the interactions you see on the screen that these lines, these moving averages have had with the price chart, and notice how major they have been since last year, okay, since 2024. And even before that point, every single interaction we have with either of these lines has marked a significant support and resistance retest. And what you can see is that in this last little pattern that we've formed here since May, okay, since that big move upwards on Ethereum in which it first started outperforming Bitcoin once again after a dramatic period of underperformance, right? We have seen consolidation and compression, right? That's the key word, compression between the 200-day simple moving average and the bull market support band. These two indicators have marked a support and resistance range that Ethereum has bounced and compressed within. And that compression tension rises and rises and rises. And as the analogy I've used before goes, like a beach ball held under the swimming pool water, when you let go, it doesn't just rise to the top, but it rises to the top and bounces outwards. And that's what we could be seeing the start of in the last couple of days here. We've bounced outwards above that 200. We've seen an aggressive move, a very aggressive move. I mean, if you look at the 4-hour chart, this was a very intense move, especially in this period right here to the upside. And now we are testing, possibly, in my view, the final hurdle, the final zone of resistance that Ethereum has before we can really start blowing upwards into a parabolic attack to the upside. How do I figure that? Well, let's remove these two indicators right here. First and foremost, I know that we're not currently in that aggressive breakout because we are within actually an ascending wedge formation, which honestly is a bearish market pattern, but we're just going to be focusing on that resistance right now. On top of that, we have very major resistance coming from this level right here, this prior kind of neckline from February. So that's another reason to be cautious in this price region. But the third thing I want to mention is a very clear resistance and also a magnet zone. One of the reasons I thought we'd come up here again is actually from the volume profile. You can see on the volume profile there, and we're encompassing all price action since the start of 2024, peaks and troughs on that volume profile. I like to call them mountains and valleys, okay? And what you can see is that we've headed into a valley right here. Now, with the volume profile measures volume, but it measures it from a horizontal perspective rather than from a vertical perspective. And that means that essentially it looks at a specific price point and it looks at how much historical trading volume has happened at that price point. And basically, the more volume that has occurred at a price point, the stronger that area is as resistance or support, depending on where we are in relation to it. So if we look at this valley in the volume profile, the reason why we ran up so quickly to get into that valley, which sits at around 2,860, which is where we maxed out basically in the last 24 hours, is because there's very little historical trading volume there. The hurdle that we needed to cross was back here at 2,650. We crossed that. We saw that aggressive short-term move because we crossed that. And now we are at kind of a middle point. We're at a crossroads, right, between a strong support and a strong resistance. And what happens next here will determine everything, right? This is why I'm calling this video, I haven't named it yet, but it could very well be called something like the final hurdle. This is the final hurdle. Not only do we have neckline resistance from back here in February, not only do we have pattern-based resistance, but we also have resistance, strong resistance showing on the volume profile right here where we are currently. If Ethereum can make it over 2,900, it is open season. Okay, there is very little resistance above that price region. We would have conquered the major zone of resistance. And I can be very confident that Ethereum would dramatically outperform Bitcoin and altcoins would dramatically outperform Bitcoin if that was to occur, because on the recent two moves to the upside, the move in the last couple of days and the move back here at the end of April and the start of May, on both of those moves, Ethereum dramatically outperformed Bitcoin, right? Altcoin season is begging to happen. Now, it won't be as strong as it was in the last two cycles because it's starting a lot later, okay? And altcoins have just been dramatically weaker than the last two cycles in general. So I don't expect it to be as strong as 2017 or 2021, but it's very, very easy to tell that altcoin season is begging to happen. Just in the last two impulses to the upside we've seen in the market, Ethereum has been dramatically outperforming Bitcoin. We have the Ethereum BTC chart, a chart that measures the strength of Ethereum against Bitcoin. Again, begging to break to the upside on a momentum indicator perspective. If we look at the line here on the RSI on the weekly chart from 2021, that's from 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, okay, 4 years ago now. We can see that breaking to the upside as we speak. Now, it's not a confirmed break because we haven't closed that weekly candle, but again, all it's going to take is Ethereum moving a little bit more to the upside, and that will be a confirmed break, and we'll see that dramatic shift in strength between Ethereum and Bitcoin. The total cryptocurrency market cap, which measures the strength of the entire market, including altcoins and Ethereum, and hence predominantly altcoins and Ethereum, is showing, or at least majorly, is showing a flip of a neckline for support and moving right to the upside, right? The entire market at this point in time is showing an opportunity, and that's the keyword I mentioned in the introduction. Yes, at the end of the day, the key level we need to break across the market is the Bitcoin resistance at 114,000. That doesn't just come from the regular Bitcoin chart, by the way. It comes from logarithmic regression channels, like the one I'm going to show you on the screen right here. There's a massive resistance zone at 114,000 in the sense that if we break it, we will explode, right? But I want to really emphasize, it's not just Bitcoin that's important here, right? In altcoin seasons, right? In bull markets in general, I should say, it's really the altcoin market and Ethereum that makes people the majority of the money that they make. And I do see this Ethereum resistance lining up with a blockade between Ethereum Dominion and Bitcoin Dominion. And if we see this blockade broken, if we see 114K broken, but even more specifically, if we see the area we're testing right now on Ethereum at around 2,850 break, we will see that flip in the market. We will see that flip towards strength in altcoins and away from strength in Bitcoin, right? We should see altcoins, Ethereum outperform Bitcoin quite dramatically. So although the blockade mainly stems from the Bitcoin chart, all Bitcoin needs to do is lead the way. And altcoins will not only follow, but they will surpass. The blockade currently stands at 114,000 on Bitcoin, but we could even see altcoins start to front run that breakout because the altcoin resistance is much closer than the Bitcoin resistance is, right? We're at 110,000 on Bitcoin. The resistance is 114,000. We're at 2,800 on Ethereum, and the resistance is at 2,800 and something. Okay, so we're right there on altcoins. and we could even see altcoins start to pull away before Bitcoin even sees that breakout. In fact, it could foreshadow it. So getting really close here. All we need is one more kick upwards, and we will be in the clear for that next parabolic leg. So I guess get ready, guys, and I guess fingers crossed as well, because it hasn't quite happened yet. So don't jump the gun. It's not time to sell the kids and buy Bitcoin or buy Ethereum or buy altcoins yet. Just waiting for that final push. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please check out the Bitunix Exchange. I don't get paid by them, by the way, and I didn't actually accept partnership from them. I reached out to them for partnership. All I got is a referral link, and with that referral link down below, you can sign up. And if you sign up with that link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life and $8,000 in rewards. That's what I get from it, right? So help out the channel and help out yourself by getting on that exchange. It's global non-KYC. It's never been hacked before. With that link down below, it takes 30 seconds to sign up. Get on there, guys, if you're interested. Finally, again, the group chat. It's been released. It's been publicized. If you want access to that group chat, all you need to do is click the link down below and join, and you can discuss the market with all of us there in the community. It will get pretty vibrant pretty soon, I'm sure. Let's get into it tomorrow.